Hi everybody, this is Jean here. Welcome back to my sewing room. I was looking at my last couple videos, and what you were watching me do was that 10-minute block, which I've done to death now. I'm not going to be doing that again. I will be showing you the actual quilt that I was working on. But what I was doing, if you remember from my last video, part 2, was I was actually making this quilt block here. And I was explaining how to do this centerpiece here. Well, I was done, and all of a sudden I realized I had this extra block, and what am I going to do with it? And actually this has happened to me several times. I've made quilts and I've made the blocks or the squares, and I get a bit bored or something happens and I find out that I've made a few more blocks than I had intended to, or else the quilt ended up a bit smaller, and I end up with these orphan blocks, and this is one of them. Well, instead of letting this go to waste, I was looking at it and I thought, which I've done a lot of times before, I thought I'm just going to make a pillow out of it, or in some countries, in England it's called a cushion cover. So that's what I'm going to be showing you. It literally takes just a few minutes. And it's interesting, when you're quilting, blocks are either in 6 inches or 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches. And if you have some of these spare orphan blocks around, it's interesting that the craft stores actually sell pillow forms in 12-inch, 14-inch, 16-inch, or 18 to up to 20-inch pillow forms. So you can actually put a few blocks together. This block happens to be, for whatever reason, the 10-inch squares. This block, finished block, happens to be 18 inches square. So I have an 18-inch pillow form. But I'll show you how I do this really quick. You don't have to have a quilt block. You can have a beautiful piece of fabric if you have, and it takes 2 seconds to make. So what I do is, you can actually think, oh, I'll just sew two pieces of a right side of, piece of backing together and fill it with some fiberfill. I don't do it that way. Because this is cotton, what I do is I take an extra piece. I like to make it a little bit more substantial. And this is a piece of scrap white. It's not muslin, but I would use a muslin. I cut this piece right to the size of the pillow top. And this way my pillow is actually inner lined. I'm going to be making an envelope closure for my pillow. I'm not going to be putting a zipper in. That's too much hassle. And the way I make my envelope pillow closures, it's really substantial. And inner lining my pillow cushion covers really make them strong. Actually, I'm just looking. I've made a couple. I think you've seen them in my sewing room. I made this one. Again, the 10-minute quilt block. I made this cushion cover. This is what's called an envelope closure. No zipper. There's a pillow form in here, and then it fits really nice and snug. And if you can see, this is inner lined, and I'll show you how to do it. Just literally a couple of seams. So this is how my pillow is going to end up. So we've cut a piece of inner lining, muslin, fabric, whatever, the size of my top. Then we need a backing. And again, I literally just pulled, I just thought this was pretty. It picks up the pink or the red, so for the backing. So what you do is you take 2 pieces of backing fabric, and I go slightly larger than half the size. So if this is 9.5 or 10, you add another 3 or 4 inches, okay? And then you have this size. But again, what I do is, that's my front, I'll cut out inner lining pieces. So what I do is I'm going to sew this right sides together. I'm going to just sew along this edge here of this pillow backing. 1/4 inch right sides together. This isn't a muslin, it's actually a piece of white fabric I had. It's quite substantial actually. It'll be nice to be interlined. So I do that one, and then I come along here and I get the other one just along the long edge, and you'll see how this turns out. Now that's one. Just come along, another seam, right sides together. And you will want to take this over to your ironing board and iron that with the dark side real good, and then literally just turn it into itself. So this is the nice finished edge here. There's your piece. They're the same size. You have a nice edge. I'm going to do that on both of them. So I've turned this seam in like that, and sew that real nice there. You're only going to see one of these, but you'll see how it ends up constructed. So this is your backing. So I'll take this over to my front of my pillow. So here I am. Now with right sides together, I don't even pin anything. This is here. I don't have to pin baste it or anything. What I do is I put this one at the top. This is going to be my top piece, right? It all matches up with the lining edge here. And then my bottom piece goes on the bottom up to here. So actually what I will do is, so I know where to sew, I will make a pin where the edges are, and I'll show you why I do that. Because if you've ever had tried to put a pillow form into a pillowcase, sometimes they can rip because I don't think they're constructed very well. So what I do is I really, really construct this. I'll go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, as you'll see. Now also, what I do is I'll start about here, about half an inch down. I actually round my corners just ever so slightly, so I don't have real pointy edges, and I'll show you as I go along. So here I am. Here's the underneath piece, and I'll go back and forth. I will reverse quite a few times, so that is ever so strong. And I do go over this twice. I'm a fan of really making my seams ever so sturdy. When I'm binding a quilt, I do it twice. Now this is the inner one, remember? I'm just going back and forth, so that when you shove that pillow form in, you know it's not going to rip. Now I'm just coming to the edge. I'm just going to make a small curve, just ever so slightly. Come along. As you see, I haven't pinned anything. It all matches up beautifully. Come to this curve, just curve it around, and then to this piece, the underneath one, I'm going to stitch it again, back and forth, back and forth. I go mad with back stitching on these things. My seams never come out. Come up here and go back and forth. Around this ever so gentle curve. These can make You can make some really nice little presents for people. So, as I was saying, these would make really nice presents for people. If you know somebody's has some kind of decor, it's not very, for a holiday, it's very, very simple. What I've done is, I haven't bored you, I've just gone around this stitching twice, because again, I like it to be real sturdy. So I take this out, and I'll come over here. Now, how long did that take? Not long at all. So here's my finished piece. I'm just going to just cut the corners off. Don't want too much bulk at the corners. Just cut them, just clip them off a little bit, and turn it. And you can spend quite a lot of money at a home goods store for a finished pillow. And what I like to do, you can even go to Goodwill or to a thrift store and get those, you know, butt ugly pillows and fill your pillow form. Again, you don't have to do this with quilt blocks. You can do it with a beautiful piece of fabric. But there is my cushion cover. So what I've done, just a second, like this, I had this pillow form. This one was from an old settee of my mother's. Ugly as anything. But it's sturdy. It's sturdy as anything. It has a zipper. I went to open it up, and it's filled with this fiberfill. So I don't necessarily love that fiberfill. So I actually used one of these. I had two of them. I used one of these in this pillow here. You can't tell. It's lovely. This is a little tiny bit smaller than this piece here. So I believe this is a 16 or an 18 inch. This is an 18-inch pillow form, or a 16-inch maybe, whatever it is. And you can buy them at your craft store, at your local fabric stores. So here's where not showing you how to do anything. You know how to do this. You just shove the corners in. And again, this is where really sturdiness comes along. You shove that corner in to that corner. Your envelope closes so nicely. There you go for washing, and there you have a finished pillow. And that took, what, 3 or 4 minutes to make. And this, like I said, this is just going to be for my rocking chair out on my front porch. I have I had made some quilt blocks, again, some orphan blocks that I found. I don't know why I have these, but maybe I'll just stick them, I'll sew these together maybe. There's a pillow. There's a cushion cover. So you can do all sorts of things. It makes a nice, you can make them for your sofa if you do happen to have fabric to match your sofa or your drapes. You don't have to be paying $1 million for cushions. Use some old pillows, shove them in a nice envelope style pillow cushion cover, washable, and there you have it. So there's my little handy tip for the day. How to use orphan quilt blocks. Okay, thanks. Bye.